Hi, I'm Zach from Rules of the Road, and today we're going on an adventure to the 10 best national parks in the entire United States. In my opinion, the best invention the United States ever made was the national park system. We have the first ever national park, we have the most national parks, and we have the best national parks. In 2018, my wife Julie and I packed up our lives in downtown Chicago, sold pretty much everything we owned, and moved into a 2001 Volkswagen Eurovan that we had renovated into a camper van. We took this van all the way across the country through the US and Canada and visited basically every national park that we could get our hands on. Today, we're taking you to our 10 favorite national parks in the entire country. You can't miss these 10 if you call yourself a national park lover. For number 10, I'm sending it over to Julie. Take it away, honey.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go!
Coming in at number 10 is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We were actually just here with my family and we love this park because there is so much to do for any type of traveler. Also, it's free. Who doesn't love free things? And it's the most visited national park in the US, and there is a reason why. We spent a week in this park driving some beautiful drives like Cades Cove through some of the oldest mountains in our country and hiking to some amazing waterfalls like Laurel Falls and Abram Falls. And we saw so many salamanders. Who knew? It's the salamander capital of the world. Who knew there was such a thing? Crazy. Another thing, this park was first settled by a woman. Girl power. Driving through the park, we saw so many black bears, and black bears with their baby bears. They're so cute. Driving through this park is probably one of the best places to see black bears in the United States.
Coming in at number 9 in our countdown of the 10 best national parks in the country is a little place in Oregon called Crater Lake. This place used to be an enormous volcano called Mount Mazama, and it erupted and made a big bowl that is now Crater Lake. This place is the deepest lake in our entire country and the clearest lake in the world. There is no water that flows in and no water that flows out. It is kind of crazy to see. Because that water isn't moving in and out, it is perfectly still and perfectly clear. You can go swimming here if you want to, but it is freaking cold. There are some awesome hikes around here, like Mount Scott and Garfield Peak, that take you to some awesome peaks with an overlook of the entire lake. And Cleetwood Cove is the hike that actually gets you right down to the water. So if you want to jump in, this is where you can do it. We made it to the top of Crater Lake.
Coming in at number 8, are we on 8? Yeah. Coming in at number 8 is Yellowstone National Park. This is the first national park, and again, for very good reason. It's huge. It's bigger than Delaware and Rhode Island combined, and it actually gets into 3 different states: Montana, Wyoming, and what's the third one? I know. Can you just cut that part? If you're into wildlife, this is the place to go. They have the Serengeti of the United States, aka Lamar Valley. Go to Lamar Valley to see bison, wolves, elk, moose, bears. You are going to see everything. Yellowstone has over half the world's active geysers, over 500 geysers. They have Old Faithful, which shoots way up into the sky every 92 minutes. It's the highest geyser I've ever seen, but the one we loved the most was the Grand Prismatic Springs. It's huge and it's a rainbow through the entire thing. It's absolutely beautiful when you see it from above. Oh, and don't miss the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, where you can see amazing waterfalls and giant yellow cliffs, which is where this park gets its name.
While we were on our road trip, all of 2019, we wanted to get souvenirs from each place we visited, but we were pretty much broke. We don't have any money. So we got stickers and we put them all over our cooler. Our favorite places earned a spot on the top of the cooler. And coming in at number 7, where is it on here? Right there, Big Bend National Park. This is one of the least visited national parks in the entire US because it is basically nowhere near anything else. There isn't a city for hours in any direction. Because there is no light pollution anywhere around Big Bend, it actually has the darkest sky in the entire United States. Pretty incredible. The stars here pop out. It feels like you could just reach out and pick them out of the sky. There's also a sweet camping setup here. You can actually camp inside the park at your own site for up to 2 weeks for like $10 or something like that. It's basically free and you get this awesome site right in the middle of the park, a beautiful view of the mountains and the sky all around you. Some of the best attractions in Big Bend are the South Rim Trail. That one you can't miss. Extremely beautiful view. Number 2, the Window Trail. And number 3, the Lost Mine Trail. Each of those gives you a different flavor of the Chisos mountain range that is Big Bend National Park. And then I guess the 4th attraction would be the hot springs. They have a free hot springs right in the middle of the Rio Grande River that makes up the border between the United States and Mexico. Awesome hot springs. You can cool off in the river and then heat up in the hot springs. One final crazy fact, there are more species of birds in Big Bend than in any national park in the US. When we were here, we didn't even see a bird.
Coming in at number 6 is Haleakala National Park, located in beautiful Maui, Hawaii. This national park is so incredible to explore. There's 2 ways you can kind of do it. The first way, if you are ready to see probably the most beautiful sunrise of your life, you need to go up the mountain from sea level up to 10,000 feet above sea level to the top of the mountain, where you can actually get a permit to watch the sunrise above the clouds. So there's gonna be a cloud inversion and you'll watch the sun come above the clouds while you're sitting at the top of Hawaii. It's incredible, the best sunrise we've ever seen. The second way you can see this park is driving the road to Hana, which is the road that takes you around the coast of Maui. You're gonna see amazing waterfalls, a ton of wildlife, a bunch of places you can just jump in and swim because you're gonna need to cool off. You're in Hawaii. At the very end, don't miss a stop at the Aheo Pools and taking the PPY Trail to a gorgeous waterfall at the end. This park, you're in Hawaii. There's so much to do. You can go snorkeling, hiking, swimming, diving. There's something for everyone. And you're in Hawaii, it's beautiful weather every day, 85. You're gonna love this park.
Coming in at number 5, high 5, is Rocky Mountain National Park. This is a pretty iconic park The Rocky Mountains, Rocky Mountain High, John Denver, all of it. The huge mountains, peaks, snow, lakes, waterfalls. A few fun facts. Rocky Mountain National Park is home to the highest paved road in the entire US. The Trail Ridge Road, over 10,000 feet tall. Pretty cool, I guess. A ton of wildlife viewing all across Rocky Mountain National Park. There are herds of deer and elk basically everywhere. Go to Moraine Park. There's elk, hundreds of them. Hundreds of elk everywhere. A lot of bears. You might see black bears, you might see grizzly bears. You'll definitely see a moose. I saw my first ever moose at Bierstadt Lake here, which reminds me of all the incredible lakes in Rocky Mountain National Park. There's over 150 lakes here. The most beautiful ones, Bierstadt Lake, Sprague Lake, Dream Lake, Bear Lake, Cub Lake, Emerald Lake, Lily Lake. Well, Lily Lake is actually outside of Rocky Mountain National Park. And there's also a really beautiful hike there called Lily Mountain. But all in all, this whole area is absolutely full of awesome hikes, awesome camping, awesome climbing, awesome walking, a ton of cool things to do. And a lot of wildlife, of course.
At number 4 is Zion National Park. This national park has a very special place in our heart because it's actually where we took a mini honeymoon right after we got married. Our first national park we visited together, and from that day forward, we had a deep, deep love for national parks and hiking. They have some of the best hikes in the entire country. Oh, I forgot. We loved it so much that this sticker got a very special place on our Yeti cup we use daily.
Sounds like an ad.
Not an ad. Zion has some of the best hikes in the country and some of our favorite hikes we have ever done, including Angel's Landing, which is actually one of the most dangerous hikes in the country because you actually need to use chains to get up this tiny, narrow strip of rock with giant drop-offs on each side. So if you're afraid of heights, this is a warning. I don't know if this hike is for you, or you'll have to get over your fear of heights, but it's definitely worth it. Another hike we loved here is called the Narrows. It's a unique hike where you're actually hiking through the Virgin River. It's the only hike we've done where you're hiking through the water with giant cliffs on both sides of you. And our favorite hike in this park was called Observation Point. You get way above Angel's Landing and you see an entire valley view with Angel's Landing from this point. Fun fact, this park wasn't always called Zion National Park. It was actually called Makuntuweap National Monument for a while.
We are up to our top 3, gold, silver, bronze. Our bronze medalist in the United States National Park System is Yosemite. First fun fact, Julie thought this was pronounced Yosemite when she first saw it in writing. Yosemite.
I didn't know.
Yep, that's true. Get out of here. What? Are you embarrassed?
I'm blushing.
She's blushing. Yosemite is featured in the Major Motion Picture Free Solo. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. Alex Honnold climbs El Capitan, that sheer granite face right in Yosemite Valley, and he does it without ropes or hooks or anything but his hands and feet. It's pretty anxiety-inducing, but also awesome. Yosemite Valley is home to the US's largest waterfall. Yosemite Falls. It's beautiful. It's kind of the main centerpiece of Yosemite Valley, and it is extremely epic. At the end of the valley is the Mist Trail, which you can take up to Half Dome, one of the most iconic hikes in all of the country. You can also drive around to the south rim of the park, where you can drive to Glacier Point or hike to Taft Point and Sentinel Dome. These three sites give you an incredible bird's eye view of Yosemite Valley. You can see the Dawn Wall, El Capitan, you can see Half Dome, you can see Yosemite Falls, and you can see them all from above and those giant trees all beneath you. It's an awesome view. Final fun fact, Yosemite actually sparked the idea for the entire national park system. For that, it earned a spot on our podium. President Lincoln in 1864 was the first person to ever protect public land because of its natural beauty, and that land, Yosemite National Park. Nice work, President Lincoln.
Coming in at number 2, the silver medal is Grand Teton National Park. This is in Wyoming. It is actually named after some trappers back in the day that called themselves the Three Teats. They named the mountain the Teton Mountain and named the national park Grand Teton National Park. Pretty cool. This national park is full of wildlife. It's actually where we stumbled across our first bear, who was just taking a little snooze in the woods. Kind of scared the bejeebers out of us for a second. One of the most epic things about living the van life is if you really love a place, you can stay for as long as you want. And that's exactly what we did. We stayed in the Grand Teton National Park for over a week and hiked every trail we possibly could to some beautiful lakes, some of the most beautiful lakes we've seen in this country, including String Lake, Taggart Lake, Bradley Lake, I'm missing Jenny Lake. These lakes are incredible in the morning. Go for sunrise and you're going to see double the view because these lakes are so still. They give off the most perfect reflection of the surrounding mountains. It is literally breathtaking and inspiring. It's incredible. While we were there, we spent $0 on accommodations. Zero. We stayed in Bridger Tetons National Forest, which is lining the national park for free. We found probably our favorite campsite ever in this national forest.
It's time. The gold medal, number 1. The very best national park in the entire United States is the crown of the continent, Glacier National Park. Why? Let me tell you. Number 1, it's the very first international peace park. Most of the park is Glacier National Park in the US, and there's a little bit on top in Canada called Waterton Lakes National Park. The entire thing is the first international national park. It's an international park. Glacier is kind of split up into 2 halves. On the western half, which is much more visited, you have Apgar and Lake McDonald. Avalanche Lake is an absolutely epic lake that is a must hike to. Get a really cool reflective view of the mountains through the lake. This is the most visited area of the park, and with good reason. It's the closest to the cities, so it's the least amount of driving, and it is extremely beautiful. However, the real jewel is on the eastern side of the park. Here, you're going to get some of the most epic hikes and most beautiful lakes in the entire world. In the Many Glacier area, you have Cracker Lake, Iceberg Lake, and Grinnell Lake are probably the 3 best and most beautiful lakes in the country, and they're all right in this one area. You've heard of the lakes in Banff, like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. Those are beautiful. This is America's version of those. The reason that they're not as popular and maybe not as Instagrammed is because they are harder to get to. You have to hike to them, but they are just as beautiful, maybe even more beautiful. Also on the eastern side of the park, in the Two Medicine area, is an epic hike. It's actually the favorite hike of Greek cooks. It's the Pitamakan Pass. Pitamakan? Greek chefs? You get it? Do you get it?
Great one, honey.
Dad joke of the year right there. But the Pitamakan Pass, which we're definitely pronouncing that wrong, to Dawson's Pass, is an epic, like 18 or 19 mile hike. It is long, but it is stunning. You get to see glaciers and epic lakes from a bird's eye view. You get to look down on all of them, and it is really incredible. Glacier, of course, is a place where you can see glaciers. There's 26 active glaciers in Glacier National Park. Get to see them soon because they are reducing in size, but they are beautiful to see. So what connects the western and the eastern part of Glacier National Park? Oh, just the most beautiful road in the world. Yep, the Going to the Sun Road is a road right through the heart of Glacier National Park. It has been awarded the most beautiful road in the world. Don't fact check me there. It might not be true, but I just awarded it. So it's true, okay? You have to do it. If you are there when the Going to the Sun Road is open, take it. There are a ton of epic lakes, hikes, waterfalls, valleys, mountains, peaks. Everything is on the Going to the Sun Road. It is beautiful, and it spits you out right at that eastern part of the park with all the most epic adventures.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I
A few honorable mentions that we absolutely loved and we had a great time visiting, but didn't make our top 10 list. Arches National Park, located right in the Moab area with Canyonlands. Those two are epic. The Cascade Mountain Range. We had an awesome camping trip in the Cascades. We absolutely loved Redwoods National Park. Get to see some of the tallest trees on Earth. Actually, the tallest trees on Earth. The Grove of Titans is absolutely awesome. In Colorado, you'll find Great Sand Dunes National Park, and in New Mexico, White Sands National Park. These two are really cool. They're really unique and awesome places to go sandboarding and sand sledding. Super fun activities. As a final sign off, a quiz. See if you can name what national park this painting is from. We have not mentioned it yet. That's your clue. Let us know in the comments, and if you get it right, I'll give you a high five electronically with a 5 emoji. So why would you not do it? Thank you so much for watching our video on the top 10 national parks in the entire United States. It has been an epic adventure. You should take your own van life adventure, road tripping to all these national parks. You'll have the time of your life. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, subscribe to our channel for more content, and we will see you in the next video.